Yo, people, welcome back. But a show that hasn't been on in a while on this channel, boxing, been back. I think the last time we did it, it was no, how many weeks ago? Been back. I
It was a
think the
couple of
last
weeks ago.
time we did it. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Sorry, I got a stream up on here, but yeah, I got the guy with the most charisma out there. The
Come on.
guy he can walk the talk. Unlike Deji, just talks to he can actually
No,
do the fighting. I got
no,
OTC, aka off the canvas boxing here
but
with
but
me.
but 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 big up everyone as well. I'm happy to be here. But yeah, Deji, like we'll talk about it in the show, but yeah, like Deji, he's got a long way to go. But yeah, I'm excited and I'm glad to be here.
Blue tier, so yo blue tier, big up yourself. And yeah, uh, where do we start? Okay, let's
We
start with last weekend's mini fight, mini
yeah
boxing.
yeah.
Um, what's your thoughts on that boxing
Well,
took place?
yeah, last weekend we had two shows. Both, I say two shows. I'm saying two major shows because there could have been like 20 shows, one in Lithuania and one in like Singapore that we've never even heard of. So there was two major shows that happened on the weekend. But the one that I was really invested in was the UK show. Isaac Chamberlain was headlining the show versus Chris Smith. Um, and yeah, for me, I wanted Isaac to win. I really wanted Isaac to win. His one of his best friends, Sammy McKay, is well it used to be my trainer. He taught me how to box, Sammy McKay. So it is I have got a personal interest in Isaac Chamberlain winning for that reason. But he started off decent. It was a very cagey fight. It was very from a fan perspective, it was a very entertaining bout. The problem is that Isaac got his orbital bone. So I think it was the left eye. He got his orbital bone busted in the round three, and that just meant that for the remainder of the fight, he was very cautious. He wasn't taking as much risk as you would do, and therefore that meant that Chris Smith just had to just dig in there and bite on his gum shoulder and effectively won through that method. So very disappointed that for Isaac Chamberlain, but very good performance from the pair of them. I think that both of them looking back on it, I know Isaac has got some sort of contingency with the eye orbital bone messing up, but with regards to Chris Smith, he was very good, but there's a couple of things that he could have worked on. He wasn't 100% sharp, he wasn't 100% accurate. A couple of the shots were wastewood, but yeah, that was a decent fight. And then on the undercard of that, we had a couple of fights with Fraser Clark, um, Ben, Olympian Fraser Clark, and Ben Whitaker, someone that I know and I had the pleasure of meeting before because on the weekend was his professional debut. I happened to have the opportunity to meet him. I would like to say on the Craig when it was a Craig fight. I managed to meet him, sending a lot of love. So for me, I really wanted him to win on his debut as well. Showed a lot of love to the channel as well. So yeah, I wanted him to win, and he won in absolutely emphatic fashion. His debut, second round knockout. There was a little bit of showboating in between, but I'm here for it. He's ambitious, he's hungry, he wants to get to the top as soon as possible. I'm here for it. And then we had the US card with Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez, which was a decent fight on paper. Ended quite emotionally with Danny Garcia kind of expressing how emotional he was. he did suffer from some mental health trauma in the last couple of years, or last at least a year. So he really wanted this win, and I'm happy for him. Onwards and upwards for him. Hopefully, it gets Conor Benn. But that is a sort of a brief recap on the weekend of boxing. There was a couple of other fights as well, but nothing of note. Like they weren't even, I don't have like British level fights. So yeah, it's nothing of note. But nevertheless, I'm excited. I was happy with Ben Whittaker's debut. Big up Ben Whittaker. Fraser Clark as well, second and although his opponent was overweight, that's putting it lightly. I'm talking like he looked like somebody you picked up from the road, from the pub, and said, "Yeah, let's just welcome to the boxing ring," and put on a pair of gloves. But nonetheless, I'm happy with that. I'm disappointed with Isaac Chamberlain and how that turned out. But both men put in a great performance, and that's sort of like a recap on how the boxing event happens, or the boxing fights happened on the weekend. And the last couple of weeks has been dry, guys. I'm gonna be honest. It's been. Do you know? Have you seen that desert meme with the hay? You know that little the little what's that thing called? The ball of dust in the desert, where it's just like it's just dry. There's nothing there. It's empty. You go to the shop and you see nothing on the shelf. That is exactly what boxing was on the last couple of weeks. I don't. Apart from last week, the last UK show was. When was the last UK show? That's a great question. I think it was Chisora last month. I don't think we've had a top UK show in like a month, maybe 6 weeks or so. It's not great, guys. It's not great.
But it's slow build up. It's slow build up to the 20th and then the 27th of August. Then it's Stacey.
Absolutely. 20th of August. AJ, I'm excited for that.
But Chris, of course, basically also he likes every sport. Even in Laetopia, well, sorry I couldn't join Caroline, but Wi-Fi. No worries, Chris, no worries. We'll get you on another boxing show. Brush is big up, guys. Big up, Brush. Big up.
Man, like Brush, big up Brush.
Yeah, it's going. I think AJ. We will start off with AJ versus Usyk. Let's Usyk. The man. I thought he was older. He isn't that old. I apologize to you, Usyk. Please don't beat me up. I thought the man was closer to 40, but he was in his mid 30s, so apologize. Yeah. Usyk. Where do we start with him? Last time he boxed, it was a while ago.
Yep. Yeah. The last time the pair of them boxed was like last year, September 25th, I think. 25th of September last year. That's a long time. That is a long time. I was there at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, sorry, apologies. Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Yeah, it didn't go AG's way. It was quite disappointing. I'm gonna be honest, it was very difficult to watch AJ just get smashed across the ring from pillar to post. It was demoralizing. I wanted to help go in there and save him, but there's nothing you could do. He's in the ring. Usyk then afterwards, or shortly afterwards, his country became invaded by the Russian government. That effectively meant that him and a few of his other Ukrainian boxing counterparts had to go back to Ukraine and basically defend their country and defend their homes and defend their family. And that kind of put a spanner in the works for this fight, delayed it a little bit further. But it'll be interesting to see the mindset of Usyk. What mindset would it be coming into? He's just coming away from his country being invaded. He just flew back for his, his training camp, and he's just focused on becoming, keep remaining as the unified champion of the world. What is his mindset going to be on the night? Is he going to be focused? Is he going to be thinking, is everybody okay at home? Or is it because he's very he's been with that 300 amateur fights, he's been fighting in many different backyards from UK to Latvia to America to many other countries across the world? Is this just another small hurdle to overcome? I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to know what everybody else thinks. Do you think that the war in Ukraine may have affected Usyk in this fight and the way he's thinking? Because boxing is also mindset. If you go in and your head's all over the place, you should. That's it. You're gone.
But for me personally, I don't think so, because Usyk, that will be in the back of his mind. But he's a serial winner. He's a winner. He will be focused. He will be like, okay, let me win this for my country. Let you see, maybe that's the way I think he's going to go into that. Be up be up yourself. Uh, yeah, exactly. Me and Dira has the same logic, same way of thinking. Chris saying only way Joshua wins if he's all over Usyk and gets him on him early. Yeah, I would agree with that, but
That's easier said than done.
yeah, it's easier said than done.
Yeah, well, you got
But
a guy
what do
just.
you think? Does it affect him?
I think it's one of two extremes. Actually, it could be three things. And I know this might sound like I'm covering all bases, but it's all a big possibility. He could take this as another big hurdle on his stride and take it on the chin and just perform and be robotic on the night and just switch on and forget about everything that's going at home. Or he could be emotionally invested. And if he's emotionally invested in this fight, because of the whole Ukrainian situation, that could even mean that he's even more determined to fight, which is a very plausible way of thinking, or it could be flustered. And the likelihood of Usyk being flustered, I'm sorry, I can't see it. The guy's had 300 amateur fights. He's had people around him pass away in that period of time. He started a family. He's been away from his family as well during that period of time, and he still boxed just as good as as somebody who's having the best time with their lives. I personally believe that Usyk, there won't be much of a difference. I don't think there's going to be a bigger like emphasis on him winning. I don't think he's going to try harder. I don't think he's going to be better than what he usually is. He may be better based on a technical standpoint because he's been in the ring with AJ before, but he's not all of a sudden going to throw more punches. I'll put it that way. He's not going to throw more punches. He's not going to start doing some Muhammad Ali tricks all of a sudden out of the blue. He's just going to do almost the same similar thing and keep focused, laser focused, and block all of the problems out. And I think that irrespective of that, AJ's got to come in correctly. AJ's got to be focused. And the biggest problem with AJ winning this fight is not necessarily his technical skill, a better skill, it's a better technician. It's all mindset. It's all mindset because Chisora gave Usyk a harder test than AJ, and Chisora is nowhere near as good as a fighter as AJ. Gassiev, a guy in the cruiserweight division, managed to hurt Usyk a couple of times. Tony Bellew hurt Usyk a couple of times here and there. And those two individuals are not on the level of Anthony Joshua. Maybe, okay, Gassiev in terms of skill level, but in terms of the resume and achievements, he's not on the level of Anthony Joshua. And that basically means that AJ done worse than even some of Usyk's off,
Wait,
like by any means necessary. Yeah.
You just lagged out a bit.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay.
You lagged out. AJ was, and then you lagged out.
Yeah. AJ, the first fight, wasn't focused. He didn't have the composure. He if there was the wrong game plan that you could choose, that's exactly what he done to the T. Like, if I had to give you a blueprint of what not to do, that's exactly what he done. Everything that he made it easy for Usyk. Yeah, and I know a lot of people say, yeah, but Usyk, it was a complete masterclass. The guy fronted AJ. I agree, but AJ didn't, like, when AJ hurt him, he didn't even follow up on his punches. He didn't even, I don't even think he threw a power punch to Usyk's face. Like, come on, like, this is AJ. He could have fought better. We all know he could have fought better. But right now, new trainer, hopefully a more prepared camp. And I think that he can. I think that personally, regardless of the outcome, I think we're going to get a very good AJ. We're going to get a very good AJ. And AJ should look at his performance after this fight and be proud of what he done in this fight. If you can't look at that fight going afterwards with a looking at that with it being proud, then you've done wrong. Win, lose, or draw, you've got to look at that fight and say there's nothing more I could have done. And that's not how. In the first fight, I could pause, rewind, and I could point to you so many things he could have done. He could have literally thrown more punches. He was in there, threw 1 or 2 punches, stood there, froze. Usyk just counter punched him. That's what she wrote. If he had thrown 3 or 4 punches in that period of time, I guarantee you Usyk would have been extremely hurt. But he stood there, threw 1 punch, froze, and then Usyk took care of the rest. He's got to be with the mindset of, I want to hurt this guy. No friendly, taking selfies. I'm your best friend, key business. None of that, yeah? Forget that. That's out of the picture now. You're punching this guy in the face. You need to win. Simple. By any means necessary. Even if you have to punch him in the leg and get disqualification or get some sort of point deducted or literally headbutt him, regardless how you do it, you have got to go in the mindset by any means necessary. Yeah? Do what you got to do to win. Because that's what the winners do. You can't just go in like, hopefully for the best, sweet style, you hit and not get hit. None of that nonsense. You're going to get hit in this fight. And it's going to hurt. This is going to hurt. This fight is going to hurt you, AJ. But you just got to go in, 1, 2, like smash him to pieces. Make him have to work. Make him have to work. Yeah. Like, he's got to go out that ring. If he win, lose, or draw, he's got to go out that ring, Usyk, with bruises, bumps all over his face, all over his chest, everything like that. And if he wins, so be it. But you cannot make it easier for him. No way. Do what Chisora done, if you've got to.
Yeah.
Hopefully I didn't go ramble on.
Usyk knows how to take punches, but that's Joshua's problem. Yeah, you can say that.
Not necessarily. Usyk knows how to take punches from most elite fighters. But an Anthony Joshua power punch combination has put even the toughest opponents down with the greatest of chins. AJ, there's punches, yeah. That's like saying I can take I can take any punch from any person, but then come up against Mike Tyson. It's a different caliber of fish you're talking about. This guy can really hurt you. 85% knockout ratio. This guy's got. This guy's knocked down Vladimir Klitschko, Andy Ruiz. He's put a dent into Joseph Parker Wilson of Houston. Dillian White knocked out. Joseph what's the name? Povetkin, KO. How the list goes on. 85% knockout ratio for a reason in the heavyweight division. No way. He could hurt Usyk. He didn't hurt Usyk the first fight, but he can hurt Usyk.
Very fair. If Usyk mindset is winning for my country, then can go both ways. Can work in his favor, but can put huge pressure on him. But Usyk has good. Yeah, for me, okay. So Usyk, we know what he's the top guy. He's got the physicality. He's got the skill. He's got everything you want in a boxer. Anthony Joshua, there's something up. There's comments. He's got it. For me, his skill wise, he's got everything. But that mindset, that's a problem for me personally. Your thoughts?
Yeah, do you know what? Arsenal, it's like Anthony Joshua is like Arsenal Football Club. Whenever they face someone decent, they crumble like breadcrumbs. I disagree, because I'd say Vladimir Klitschko was the lead. I say Vladimir Klitschko is one of the best heavyweight boxers of all time. You can argue to put him in your top 10, and I don't think a lot of people bat an eyelid. That is a very good win. Every other opponent that AJ's faced is beaten, whether it will be a Ruiz rematch. The only it's tough because I don't think he crumbled against Usyk. This is hard. Okay, I'll describe it like this. I'll describe it as Chelsea versus Man City. Okay, Chelsea versus Man City. If Chelsea turned up, and they got the right tactics and the right game plan, they could beat Man City, right? If they play 4 at the back and pass it around and try to outplay Man City and try all of this tiki-taka nonsense, they're going to get spun around the park. That's exactly what it is. This is like Liverpool trying to outpass Man City. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, wrong game plan, wrong tactic, wrong outcome.
Okay, fair enough. Chris, just my opinion. Joshua is a good fighter, but I don't put him on the same level as Fury. Okay. I section of OTC doesn't agree with that.
Fury is a good fighter. I think Fury is an amazing fighter, but AJ is on another level. And the reason why I say AJ is on another level, now if they both retired today, I'm going to be as honest as possible. AJ had a better career. Clear as day. You could do fantasy fights and say, okay, maybe Fury with his style of fighting, he'll be so awkward for AJ, and then he'd win. You can make the argument. It's plausible. I won't be against that. But if they retired today, AJ's got a much better resume. I think AJ's had about how many title defenses? I would say it's about 6. Maybe I think he's got 7 to 8 title defenses in this career. Fury's got 2. AJ has had the belt since 2016. He's been a champion since 2016, 2017. And that's for what? He's lost his belt in 2021. He's been reigning for 5 years with the belt. Tyson Fury has only had 2 title defenses. Tyson Fury's only beaten in terms of opponents, top level opponents, that AJ hasn't beaten is Deontay Wilder, and that resume is questionable as well. AJ has got a much better resume. He's Olympic gold medalist. He's unified champion. That means he's got 3 out of the 4 belts on his roster. He's beaten. Who's he beaten? He's beaten Joseph Parker, former WBO champion. He's beaten Charles Martin. He's beaten Alexander Povetkin. He's beaten Dillian White in his heyday. He's beaten Vladimir Klitschko, Andy Ruiz, Pulev. Like these are like in terms of in comparison to
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
I did the Joshua posters just now. Do you know what? Crazy thing, I actually got it. I've got a program from the Usyk fight. I need to stick out somewhere. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, I do. But with regards to Fury, look, Fury has not got the level of resume. If you have two title defenses, like that's like you've won the belt, you've had two fights going forward, and you just that's it, empty out the belt. He beat Klitschko and ran away with. I just retired. He beat Deontay Wilder 3 times. I beat a Dillian White that was worse than what AJ fought. And that's it. Everything got what? Chisora. And now you're looking down the list. You know, so I think AJ, even though he's not been a pro as long as Fury, you can argue he's probably already still got a better resume already.
Yeah, and big up Chris for that comment.
Big up Chris.
Yeah.
But it's a healthy talk. I know AJ.
Yeah.
If AJ loses to Usyk again, I won't be coming with this talk. I guarantee you. But if AJ beats Usyk, I'm telling you, that is going to be undeniable.
If Usyk beat AJ in 4 rounds of, you need to check. So you need to go back. You need to.
Yeah. If Usyk beats AJ,
go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, I can't defend it indefensible now after that 4 rounds. But Usyk, we have to understand, Usyk is a world level operator. Usyk is pound for pound, arguably #1 boxer in the world. Pound for pound, #1 boxer in the world across all the divisions. You can make that clear argument. Losing against a guy, and I think Usyk is AJ's kryptonite. You can tell from the get go. Shorter, nimble fighter, quick, southpaw. You know, everything about Usyk is annoying. Like he's just like a little squirrel, just trying to catch a rat just running around you. Do you know what I mean? Usyk is everything wrong. Like AJ, I think. Do you know what? I think Fury for AJ will be an easier fight than Usyk, guaranteed. Usyk is way too quick, way too small, and way too nimbly for AJ, and I think that's his kryptonite. That's his biggest problem. Do you know? It's like, how do I say it? It's like Man City in the Champions League, right? They're better than any other team in the Champions League, but when they come up against Real Madrid, like for some weird reason, for some weird, way of working, it's very difficult for them to win in that environment. But if they're coming up against Liverpool in the league, they're more than likely going to win. So I think AJ can win. I think he's got a huge chance of winning, and yeah, I can't wait for that fight. But if he loses within 4 or 5 rounds, bruv, I swear I am going into hiding. I'm not coming out. Yeah, but it's always.
Yeah. Big up Fight Fan TV.
Big up Daddy for Fight Fan TV. And much love. Yeah, that's a good friend. And yeah, this guy knows his boxing. There's levels to what I know, but Dan, like I'm talking official. He's the master aficionado, so that just check him out on his channel, Fight Fan TV live.
Yeah, Chris also subscribed to your channel.
Much love, Chris. Much love, Chris.
And everyone, there's 6 people watching. If everyone go subscribe to OTC's the channel, is 19, just under 20 away from the big 500.
Oh, I didn't know that. Amazing.
Yeah,
okay, we're that close. But yeah, that's AJ versus Usyk in a nutshell. Oh, it's happening in Saudi as well. Not ideal,
Yeah,
but I
no,
could understand. Saudi put up all the money, so
yeah.
can't really complain.
But we're going to discuss a topic that Chris or Bok fighters that Chris doesn't like. KSI, aka Xbox console, Chris calls that.
That's funny.
Versus Alex Wasabi. So KSI, he's doing all the talk.
Mm.
Okay. If you haven't watched the face of them, go watch it. Absolutely great show. Poor Alex couldn't even say 20 words.
Bless Alex.
Yeah, but it seems like Alex is, sorry, KSI is looking to find something to hate Alex because Alex is a nice guy. You can see, nice guy, and I think that's most likely the problem because KSI needs something to feel the energy inside him to say, okay, you know what, I'm going to take him for this and that reason because he said this and that. Like he needs some inspiration. That's me personally. That's why he's talking so much. He's looking for just something that triggers him. He can use to motivate himself even more because of course, he has the motivation of him, his brother versus Alex. We know that, but it's still
Yeah.
it's. What do you think about that, Kaysar? Does he need? Why is he talking so much, or what?
He's not. Well, the guy beat up his brother. The guy beat up his brother. And it was very similar, if you remember, after Jake beat up Deji, he was very similar in terms of energy to Jake. And I think there was a fight between that Deji lost, but Deji was so out of shape. So I think KSI just focused his energy on Deji at that period of time. But I think because Alex really beat Deji, and Deji could have won that fight. He just didn't throw punches. He done everything else but throw punches. And sometimes if you don't throw punches, you're not going to win. It's that simple. Yeah, if you don't take shots, you're not going to score a goal. It's not rocket science. But overall, I think he's looking at a couple of things. He's looking at Alex Wasabi, but he's also looking at promoting himself for the upcoming fights with Jake Paul, with the likes of who else could he face? Austin McBroom, people like that. But overall, I think he's doing it in vengeance and also to sell this fight. The zone really need this fight to go to do well. If this fight doesn't do well for the zone, it's going to be a rough road. They lost the AJ fight. The Jake Paul fight is no longer happening. I think it was on the zone. It's no longer happening on the zone internationally. Who else? The Ben Eubank fight doesn't look like it's going through as well. So they need KSI to do well. And I think for me, I think KSI will beat Alex Wasabi. Alex Wasabi is a very timid character, and I think he'll just get in the ring and be scared. I think he'll just be scared. AJ will be ferocious. He'll be not AJ. I keep saying AJ, but KSI will be ferocious. He'll be focused, and I think that he'll be Wasabi. Even though his last performance was a couple of years ago, I think he's improved. And I've seen a couple of clips here and there, but he's improved already. So I'm excited. I don't think he's overhyping this fight for me, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. Not get your prediction. Wrong thing. Oasis. Yes, Oasis. Yes, big up, big up.
Big up always.
But yeah, if you look at that card, okay, that fight is probably the big fight. The
Yeah,
rest, it's it's okay fight, but not top tier. You
yeah,
would call it not big fight.
yeah. I think you've got Deji on the card, you've got Face Temper on the card, you've got King Kenny on the card as well. It's decent UK names, but it's not KSI level. Like it's not that
Yeah,
level. It's decent. It's decent.
okay.
Fuji Tube as well. Deji fight Fuji Tube. It'll be decent. Fuji is not great. Deji is technically better than Fuji. If you can't beat Fuji Tube, I'm sorry. I think he's just got to call it a day. You know, 0-4. Nah, nah, that's not good. But yeah, nevertheless I'm excited for that fight to come to fruition. I'm very disappointed that Jake Paul isn't fighting on the weekend as well. I think Jake Paul was supposed to fight on this Saturday, and that fight has been called off for very unprofessional reasons. Very unprofessional reasons. I'm gonna be honest. I think this has got to be resolved in boxing. Like this weight issue thing, it's not an acceptable reason for me. I'm sorry. I know the fighters are getting into the ring, getting their head punched in, but this is professional boxing. Is like this is not no joke sport, and you've got to take each and every part of it seriously. You've got to show up, you've got to train for the fight, and you've got to be on weight. It's very simple requirements. You don't have to be fantastic on the day. Like, well, yeah, you got to be decent on the day, but you don't. There's not a lot you've got to do. Those are the basic requirements. If you can't fulfill the basic requirements, then you might as well just call it in. Because at this point, you're not taking the sport seriously. No, they had a weight limit 205, and I think within the last 2-3 weeks, he's not even lost a pound. Come on, bro. Come on, man. I'm sorry. Like I can't look after you. Like I can't help you in this circumstance. You've got to do better. So overall, Hasim Rahman Jr. is a big L, similar to Tommy Fury, and I think Jay Paul should just keep it stepping, fight somebody half decent on that same level. Maybe a Chevron Clark. That's a decent fight. Maybe a Chevron Clark. Maybe another cruiserweight who's got less than 10 fights. I'm here for that as well. But very disappointing in this. Chris Eubank Jr. put his hat in the ring. Mate, you are 30 pounds lighter than that. Come on, bro. Get there. What is he on? He's supposed to be fighting at 160, and he's 160 pounds. And he's thrown his hat into the ring for a fight that's happening at 205 pounds. I mean, like, come on, man. That's not good. It's not good. But yeah, that's just my opinion on the situation.
Yeah. Fan Fight TV says, yeah, I had Asim winning that fight.
Me too. I did.
Yeah, fair enough. Chris, Chris, he doesn't like boxing YouTubers.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
He doesn't like them. Um,
I,
yeah,
I mean, it depends. Like, some people like watching celebrities play football. Some people like celebrities play golf. Other people like watching celebrities play or fight in the ring. Some
yeah,
people like it, some people don't. It is what it is.
yeah. Um, but no, I want to keep it. So, looking at of uh No. Looking at the YWC announcing that two fighters, I can't pronounce their names,
Mhm.
facing off for the vacant WBC World.
Ah, I saw this today. Regis Prograde versus I can't, I think it was Cepeda. I could be mistaken. Um,
Mm,
I'm pretty sure it was a very good fight. Very good fight. Um, no, sorry, no, wait, Jose Ramirez versus Zepeda. Okay, so it's not
oh,
Regis Prograde. That's interesting. Oh, sorry, it is.
mm,
WBC have now ordered Regis Prograde versus Zepeda for the vacant WBC Super
yeah.
Lightweight title. Perfect. Okay, I think I'm in two minds about this. One, I wanted Josh Taylor to fight Jack Catterall for the rematch. Josh Taylor did vacate the belt. I wanted Jack Catterall, who's supposed to have got the decision over Josh Taylor, to fight for the vacant titles. But at the same time, Regis Prograde will wait for a long period of time. I'm not happy with the decision. I would prefer one of them to be Jack Catterall instead of maybe Jose Ramirez, because he just recently had the belt. Or had the belt within the last couple of years in comparison to Jack Catterall, who actually deserves that shot after being robbed effectively in Scotland. But nevertheless, that is a decent fight. That is a decent fight. Where is that fight? That fight is um, it's fairly. Wait, I've got it here actually. Joseph Mears was initially ordered to face Zepeda, but has ruled himself out of contention due to his upcoming wedding. Instead intends to face the winner. Wedding, mate. You are a big professional boxer. Wedding, mate. You're a big professional boxer. Yeah, former world champion. I'm sure you could call the registration office of the wedding hall and ask them to change the date for your world. This sounds like a person who's just entitled to to have an opportunity to fight for the belt. If that if that was a once in a life opportunity, he's definitely not going to do that. Definitely. So, bruv, like, yeah, but you know what? It's his loss. It's his loss, and I'm happy for like Fight Fan TV said. Well, I'm happy for Regis Progress. He has got the shot against Zepeda. I'm happy with that too. Definitely.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. My camera was like, yeah, it seems to be back. Don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
happened.
you're back. Fight Fan TV
But
says, "See what I'm saying, OTC. These fighters keep pushing weddings over fights once again. It's bruv. I swear to God, yeah, these man. I think it's a case where if somebody said to them, "You're never gonna fight for world title if you push this fight over, like if you delay the fight, bro," they are not going to push that fight going forward. They're not. They're not going to delay that fight if that was the excuse. I've never seen a footballer say, "I'm not turning up to a football match because I'm getting married on that weekend." Have you ever heard that?
no.
Like this is unprofessional. This not waking up. Sorry, not not being on weight. Come on, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I understand. Yeah, a lot of people like armchair fan. You know, I'm an armchair fan. I watch the sport. I like the sport. Yeah, fantastic. But at the
Big up
same
to the
time,
title.
this is a professional sport, and these men are bringing the sport into disrepute. Um, and yeah, but that's his loss at the end of the day.
Chris says he doesn't mind YouTubers fighting each other, but that should be for YouTube. I don't want them anywhere near the big pay-per-views. Yeah, I get
Interesting.
that. I get it. It's fair. It's fair enough. Why you don't want them there? But big up everyone. We have 10 likes. Big up. Um,
Amazing.
if we can get to 15, that's the goal. Gonna continue for 15 minutes. We'll probably end this. But we have seen Deji versus Fuzi, the face-off.
No, I've not seen it. I've not actually seen that yet.
Oh,
Was it a good one? I've not seen it.
So they, so Deji basically just said what he said in the past. I haven't. Wait, let's react to it now. Let's react to it now. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Hopefully, it should like share screen all good. Yeah, because that one I never seen. There's a lot of stuff that's happened with boxing, to be fair, and in football. Big up the women's final as well.
Nah,
They
don't.
won.
No. Yeah, no. Don't big up the Lionesses. Big up Germany. Nah. Yes.
Oh,
Tyler,
you behind Germany.
yeah, I was behind Germany.
Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Is what is.
Yeah. Is what it is. But Tyler said it was a dead facial. We'll watch a few minutes of it, just hear what the overall is. What that was blue. Yeah, it is. 15 minutes long. Might just do like 5 minutes just to see what everyone said.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's coming home. Oh, it is
It's home, mate.
yeah.
The Lionesses is brought it home. Germany were good though. They were very good, but there's levels.
Yeah. Keep running. Let me.
Boxing X series. Today I am with two fighters on this card. August 27th from the O2 Arena have a hated rivalry. Today it is Deji.
Just look how they're staring at each other, just turn. Look, Deji.
Yeah, he looks annoyed. He's just happy to be there.
Yeah. When after Tyler said the final whistle went, I pressed the left button, left for like 20 seconds, and then jumped back on the stream.
Oh, you put him in the sin bin? No,
I went. I decided to just go for 20 seconds and then I'll be back. Yeah, did you look tired? I just think, yeah, it's probably.
Uzi, gentlemen, welcome in. How are we doing today?
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with Fuzi. This, like I said, is a rivalry.
And it's been
a couple of years since we've seen you in this ring. Talk to me about what it means to be on this card and be fighting Deji specifically.
This means everything to me. After my last performance, which I don't even talk about much anymore, I just sit right with me that was my only performance out because I know what I'm capable of. I know what I bring to the table, and I know what I showed on that night wasn't it. I know I showed my heart that night, but I know that my capabilities weren't shown. Super excited. I'm super grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful, Misfits Boxing, KSI for giving me this opportunity. And in terms of who's it doesn't matter. I don't really care about who's in front of me. I'm in the ring against myself. So this is me versus me this time.
Deji, talk to me about the same question here.
He says he doesn't care about the opponent in front of him, but let's say Anthony Joshua, you face Anthony Joshua. Of course, you wouldn't care who you're facing. Of course, you're caring.
Yeah, I don't know why people. No, I understand where he's coming from.
Yeah,
I understand it because he's thinking I was that bad that basically I like the opponent. It's not really the reason why I lost the last fight. It would basically be because I didn't throw accurate punches. It was all basically sloppy. It makes sense. And he's probably thinking if I throw perfect shots, regardless of the Deji, he's gonna win. Makes sense.
Yeah.
You're back in the ring. Pretty quick turnaround for you. But you're fighting a bitter rival here in Fousey. Talk to me about what this, not only to be back on your brother's card, but to be fighting Fousey.
I mean, I'm just excited to be fighting. I'll be real. Like Fousey said, you know, no matter who's in front of me, I'm really fighting myself. And in terms of rivalry, I wouldn't really say he's a rival. I wouldn't say I have any rivals in boxing, well, in YouTube boxing. I just like the sport. So I don't like the sport. I love the sport. So that's why I'm here again.
The reason I call this a rivalry, Deji, and I'll get to Fousey on this as well. We all know at this point, it's been documented. You said this. You stand today about a year and a half ago now. Do you stand by that statement today?
No, I don't. Like I underestimated Fousey. Like I respect him a lot. Like he's putting in his grind. Like it takes a big man to step back in the ring. Like I can say that for myself because it's one of the toughest things. Many people, you know, they took and all of that, but getting back in the ring is very, very tough. So I can say that for myself because it's one of the toughest things.
Sorry.
I got respect. Nothing but respect.
You said it doesn't matter who's in front of you, but it is Deji in front of you. Obviously, there is some personal backstory there. When you go in this time with that statement that Deji did make, that you're an easy fight, is that added motivation for you? We've seen your body transformation over this camp and even before that.
Sorry, what was that you say?
I think there's a bit of an echo on the audio. There's a little bit of an echo.
Right. Just see. Okay. If there is, just let me. If there is,
Obviously.
You know, 100%. Statement lightly. I didn't take it back then. I don't take it now lightly. If it's an easy fight, it's an easy fight.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's still an echo, mate. Unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, I will maybe do that. Let me do that.
Okay, let's try that. I'll be mine.
If anything, I think
if you work in IT, an all-in-one remote monitoring and management solution to run your entire...
I should be thanked for not making it an easy fight. Because, you know, the thing about picking Fousey after the last L, you know, especially after my last performance, everybody, if Deji got a win against the last version of Fousey, it wouldn't have been anything to applaud over. Oh yeah, you beat the human punching bag. So the fact that I've changed my life around, I brought myself into this shape, I'm stepping back in the ring, which, as Deji said, you know, anybody from the outside can talk. Unless you're in the ring, unless you're actually in the ring, taking these punches, throwing these punches, you don't really have room to talk. So the fact that I showed up in the version that I'm showing up in now, you know, I'm not letting it be an easy fight. And I think that should be like, that's good for him, because if dude's going to do, it makes much more of a statement taking out this version of me rather than the version of me that was an easy fight.
Deji, you said you're going to take on a completely different Fousey this time. How do you expect this fight to go? What do you expect from Fousey when he steps in there on August 27th?
I have no expectations. I'm just here to fight. I'll be real. I'm just here to have fun. Like, I love this sport so much, and I just want to... I'm excited, really. Like
Right.
it's not going to be an easy fight. It's going to be a good fight. So yeah, I'm excited.
You said you're here to have fun. I'll be honest with you. When I look across at the about to fight, it doesn't look like he's here to have fun. It looks like he's here to make a statement. Deji, when you see the look in those eyes from Fuzi to make a statement, does that change any idea about fun or any idea about this? Just have a good time. This is, like you said, a hard fight, but this is a man with a vengeance coming for you.
I'm going to take this fight seriously, 100%. I never underestimated Fuzi. In the past, yeah, I did underestimate some of my opponents, but I'm not underestimating Fuzi. I know him to bring his A game, so it's going to be good.
Fuzi, same question to you. You know, you saw Deji's last performance, obviously a loss, but a loss to the man in the main event of this card, Alex Wassabi. What do you expect from him coming off that loss? A full camp with Daily Perales now on that side. What do you expect from Deji getting in there?
I expect the best version we've ever seen of Deji. You know, I said that going into the Alex fight, and I even double down on that now. A man with, you know, I have one loss, and one I had a chance to even show myself what that feels and the weight that's on me. A man with 3 losses really has nothing to lose. As much as everyone says his career is in line, don't box again or anything. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many to back up. So I expect the best version of Deji, the most confident version of Deji. And outside of all these politically correct answers that he's giving, I know he still thinks I'm an easy fight. I know he picked me because he thinks I'm his sure, easy victory. He decided to fight me minutes after he lost to Wassabi when we were in that hotel lobby because he knew, you know what, I need a W. Fuzi's my W, and I'm taking it. So he is going to be the best version of himself, but I know he thinks that, you know, he's going to come out on top, and this is going to be his reclaim to fame in the YouTube boxing world.
Deji, your response to that, he still thinks that you're looking at him and underestimating him still, even though these, as he said, dancers are coming out. He still thinks there's a bit of that in you. Your response?
I mean, he's allowed to think what he wants. That's fine. Like I said, I'm just here to fight. So, yeah.
Understandable. Talk to you, Deji, really quickly about, you know, coming off that last performance.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah. Let's hear Deji's answer, then we will cut it off on here and end it.
Were there things, and I know that this obviously is true, but were there things that you think you can work on heading in against Fuzi, who we know from his performance does have a bit of power in his hands, is a guy that has come forward, and he's going to bring a fight to you. What do you have to change from this camp to this fight?
You got to mute your mic. I think you got to mute your mic.
Not only secure this victory.
I'm not going to reveal too much. You'll just find out on the night.
Fuzi, same question to you. You've last performance. You know what you have, obviously working in camp. What, when you look at Deji, are the holes in his game? Where can you capitalize on things that Deji either doesn't do well or you can bring he doesn't have?
I think Deji's very skilled. I think he's very good at this sport, despite the losses he's taken. I think his boxing IQ is high. I think his technical skills are high. What I think is tell you what his coach himself said his flaws are. Apparently, I mean, according to the coach, he didn't let his hands go. He just didn't, believe in his punching power or his punching ability. So I think he's going to come out to let his hands go. And that's fine. That's fine. Everybody has a plan to let their hands go. But I don't think Deji's ever been touched in the way that I'm going to touch him. You review all his fights. I don't think he really has gotten hit with the power I plan to bring. And I think we'll have a plan to let his hands go and show what he can. But as soon as he walks into it and he feels what I bring to the table, I think that plan's going to go out the window.
Deji, Fuzi says he's gonna put.
Yeah, let's just go back to. Yeah, so thoughts?
Very
You're
interesting. I
excited?
think I'm excited. I was always excited. I was always excited. I really want Deji to win. Like, it's a bit like you want Timo Werner to score a goal. It's a bit like you want Deji to win. And yeah, I'm excited about this fight. Big up Fuzi Tube as well. He did lose to Slim. Slim has boxed before. Like, he has boxed. He has. I think he's got a decent amateur pedigree as well. He has boxed to an extent, from New York. So I'm excited. I'm excited. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm excited. If it's basically, it's everybody wants Deji to win because it's like England never winning a trophy. It's like just win, just win. It's you're desperate now. You're begging, but the people don't want to give it to you. Just give it to them like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, I'm excited for this fight. And I'm excited for all of the boxing that's going to take place in the next couple of weeks as well. One of my mates already found out Jake Paul fight was cancelled. Yeah.
Today.
It came home.
Yeah, that's a woman. The woman is better than men. So the men still need to improve. So, shush.
Agreed.
Yeah. So yeah. Chat, give me your last thoughts on everything. Going into the upcoming fights. What do you guys think? About KSI versus Alex Wasabi, and of course
Joshua versus Usyk.
Yeah. No. Now you're crossing the line. No. We got the best coach in Africa. We got the best coach possibly in the world. We're not losing. Chris. Nah. That's it. I hope we face
we're back on. Boris, we're back on. Everything's all good. All right.
Usyk wins, but no faith in Deji. KSI wins TK. Usyk wins. Never they will win. They will never win. But as you see, your last early predictions. Usyk or AJ?
AJ.
Okay.
By any means necessary.
KSI
KSI Wasabi. KSI. Knockout.
No.
KSI knockout. I
Fuzi
don't know how many rounds it is.
Deji?
Deji. I think Deji might do it.
Okay.
I think Deji might do it. Because I saw Fuzi. Deji's better than Fuzi from a technical point. Fuzi's not amazing, but you know, I'm excited for that fight as well.
Chris says Usyk. Yeah, for me, Usyk wins. He wins. But when that comes around, I will try and have Chris, Tyler, Self, and me on the stream for that one.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hopefully I pray they play. We will cook you. You haven't seen us play.
Apologies, I think. Oh. I think we're back on. I think my camera overheated. I'm not too sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
you're back. Okay, then we will end it here. We will end it here before the computer crashes.
Yeah. You saw it's malfunctioning. It don't want no more.
Yeah. But we'll end it here. Watford get battered. Watford get battered everywhere they go.
Absolutely.
And we meet Tyler versus Aldecan. Yeah, and me. Facts. But you see, you're gonna need to go back up. I might even have Fight Fan TV.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
If he's against Joshua, it's going to be peak for you.
Oh yeah. I think we all want Joshua to win. I think we all want him to win. Unless you're a Fury fan, then that's a different story. But yeah, we all want him to win.
That's it. Big up everyone for joining. How many likes did we end on? 14 likes. Big up everyone. Yeah. Big up everyone for liking, subscribing. 12 away from 150. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it. Subscribe. Like. Peace out.
Peace.